I am Racquel, and I'm here with What is This About Tarot? We are going to get into Chris Brown by special request. So he's been arrested in London. That's the latest, right? And my thing is, I'm just wondering, I feel like the man is being targeted. I feel like they've always been on his ass. I feel like Chris Brown is very talented. I feel like he does not get his flowers. Let me say that. Let me say that before I play the video and then I do the reading. I feel like he does not get his flowers like he should. Chris Brown, to me, in my opinion, this ain't your opinion, so we ain't got to go back and forth. But my opinion is he would be like the Michael Jackson of our time. And Michael Jackson is my favorite of all time artists, okay? And I got some artists I like, but Michael Jackson is definitely my favorite. But Chris Brown would be the next one to take that mantle. And instead, I feel like he gets overshadowed by a lot of bullshit, and the whole Rihanna thing is still hanging over his head. And I really do believe the thing that Jaguar Wright said about, basically they kind of like set him up for real. And the industry is one big ass bully, and so you got to play the game type of shit. That's why I would never want to be in Holly weird, right? But before we get into all of that, let's do this intro real quick. Hey friend, you can now join my Patreon for free. The link is provided below. All right, so let's get to sharing this real quick. Get some background.
Oh, which way is up, which way is down? Chris Brown arrested. The 36-year-old Grammy winner reportedly taken to jail in England for an alleged attack at a nightclub there 2 years ago. Certain things or decisions that I made, I wouldn't have thought that would have been in my character. Investigators tell ET an arrest happened just after 2 a.m. on Thursday outside this five-star hotel in Manchester. Brown's believed to have arrived to the area on his private jet just hours earlier. I was so surprised. Here's what allegedly happened. According to The Sun, a music producer is accusing Brown of an unprovoked ambush at the trendy London nightclub Tape back in 2023. The alleged victim claims the R&B star hit him over the head with a bottle, then punched and kicked him as he lay on the floor. He says he was treated at a hospital and needed crutches to walk when he was discharged. The producers also reportedly launched a civil complaint seeking $16 million for injuries and losses as a result of the alleged incident.
Are there a lot of snakes pulling at you?
It's always gonna be snakes, man. Snakes everywhere. ET's reached out to Brown's legal team for comment. So far, he's still set to launch his upcoming world tour in Amsterdam on June 8th. I think my talent speaks for itself. So, I mean, if you want to buy into the brand of Chris Brown as an artist and an entertainer, fine by me. Love you. The dad of three has a history of violent behavior dating back to 2009 and his felony arrest for assaulting then-girlfriend Rihanna. ET spoke with him about his time in jail before he was sentenced to community service and 5 years probation.
You spent your 25th birthday in prison.
It was stressful, but it was an experience to make me never want to be in that situation again.
You said that you feel like 50-50 that trouble follows you around. What did you mean by that?
Before I was incarcerated, I had a lot of real bad influences. In the past, my decisions have been, not as smart as they should have been. It's on me to make sure I'm not in the midst of the garbage. I think everything happens for a reason, but also everything's a learning experience. Sometimes you gotta go through trials and tribulations or rough times to get to where you need to go or to see the right path.
All right, so that's entertainment tonight. I grew up on Entertainment Tonight. So they had a little quick video. It really ain't, that was a whole bunch of nothing really. But anyway, listen, so when it comes to this, I do want to say this, when it comes to readings and psychics and mediums and seers, whatever you want to call us, we're not 100%. Things change because of free will, and there's a litany of possibilities. Shoot, things can even differ. I want to put this out there too. When you guys are reading identical twins, know that they share the same DNA. So you might be telling, let's say, for example, somebody asks for reading and they're married to an identical twin and they have some suspicions of what's going on, but you're giving them a reading and you're telling them stuff that's going on with the twin and not their spouse, but then they feel like their spouse is doing it because of your reading. That can be really fucked up. So we have to be careful. I just want to put that out there, but I want to put that disclaimer out there before I get into this, okay? Because don't get your panties in a bunch, right? My job is not to, nor is my intentions to tear Chris Brown down. I really think the young man is very talented. I'm not holding no grudge. I think Hollywood is fucked up, and I just don't believe everything that comes on my TV screen. I know there's some people that everything they see on the TV, they balling up paper and they throwing it at the fucking TV screen. It's just people like that. You know what I'm saying? They believe everything they're told, and I'm just not that person. But hey, that's what comes with Hollywood. So, they over there doing all type of stuff. This Diddy trial, somebody was saying too, and I agree. Why isn't the shit on the TV like the O.J. Simpson trial was? I mean, we was running home trying to watch that bitch on court TV. I know my mama was rushing me home from school. I don't know about anybody else. Okay, let's see. Show us what's going on with Chris Brown. Oh, that card came out quick. Ooh. Okay, so we've got the 6 of baskets. I see this. Did that camera move? We've got the 5 of baskets. And we've got the 9 of baskets. Right? Well, it looks like to me at this very moment, the energy is kind of saying like, he's doing a lot of reflection, right? A lot of reflection of where he's been, where he is now, where he's going. He's kind of going over like this spilled milk. So you see in this card where, I'm going to show TikTok too, where there's stuff that's been lost, right? So he's got some like emotional loss, some things that he's dealing with the career. And it's funny because I feel like everybody I'm reading in this industry, plus, this stuff is going on in the industry, right? Stuff is coming to an end, stuff is blowing up. So it's looking like everybody is kind of looking at their shit. And here you got like he's about to travel. He's about to make some moves, right? Then they bring him up in a Diddy case. Let's see, what else? Ooh. Oh. Okay, so the Fool card fell in reverse. So, okay, with the Fool card, this could be... It's all about the Fool is like taking a journey, right? Very innocently, being optimistic, stepping out on faith, on something new, right? This came out in a reverse. I'm not really reading this like this. I know that I'm reading this like this. Chris Brown has been through a lot of shit in this industry. He's been through a lot of shit. He's seen a lot of shit. He's taken a lot of losses. He has been the scapegoat, and he's not no fool. He's not, so really... He's trying to really look at what his next move, how his next move can be his best move type of thing. Because he's not a fool. Okay, we got the Justice card, right? So he's understanding that at this point, he's got to stand in his truth to have justice. Because right now, people are being aired out. When it comes to like Diddy, and I feel like all of this stuff is connected, right? Because they're all in the fucking industry. So when it comes to like Diddy or whatever, what really kills me about the whole shit is Diddy is really like the face he's the fall guy. It's not that he didn't go along with the fuckery and he wasn't a monster, allegedly, right? That's not the issue. Well, not fuck that. Not allegedly. We seen the video. We seen whatever he was doing with Cassie and all that stuff. And we could argue all day what type of scandalous shit or whatever, but excuse me. Mental conditioning is a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? But that's the thing too about the industry. If we want to take it back and really get deep about the shit, you gotta be a person. I feel like they go after people that's willing to sell their soul, or like people that are desperate. They're in desperate situations. So this looks like a win compared to where they're coming from. Or like in Rihanna's case, they got her really young. Allegedly, she was handed over by her dad and shit like that. It's always some kind of strange ass situation as to how these people get into the industry, right? We got the world in reverse. Okay, so at one point, these people had the world, right? They had us in the chokehold. They had us blind. They had us believing the bullshit. They had us drinking the Kool-Aid. All of them know, including Chris Brown, the hammer is coming down. So it's like, let me look at what I can do. Let me look at how I can move. What else is going on? They getting hemmed up in different ways. Okay, so we got the moon, right? Secrets are being revealed. Stuff is coming out. This is the time. You cannot hide. You cannot lie. This is the time. We are in the year of 9. Let's see something. Sorry, y'all. Trying to make sure. I'm just making sure these cards, because I don't want stuff coming out. Okay. In reverse. What else? Somebody commented something about Rihanna. I gotta look at that comment. So we got the 7 of baskets. Again, it's more assessing of the options. What options do I have? What can I do moving forward? What's going on? Let me look at everything in front of me, considering the climate, considering my talents, considering what I have to do and what I have going on. What move shall I make? Because my next move got to be my best move with all the scandalous shit going on. What else? 8 of coins. Again, assessing money, assessing abundance, assessing how I'm going to make the most of this in this situation. I feel like all of these readings are really the same with these celebrities, because I feel like they're all in the same climate. I mean, not the same, but very similar. What else? Matter of fact, okay, let's tie these cards up. Let's go into let's use some other cards. Okay. We'll use these Kibba cards. Y'all make sure y'all are clearing your cards too. Make sure you clearing, readers. Make sure you clearing your cards. I did. Okay. Show us what's going on with Chris Brown. Can you show us what's going on? Okay, so popped out right away the toil and labor card. Again, this is more about the career, right? More about assessing everything that is going on in this particular climate, right? We got 38, 11, 8 plus 3 is 11. Okay, 11 is a master number. So it's about mastering this thing, right? And how to come out of it masterfully. And as I say masters, it also made me think about the masters. Wasn't Chris Brown going after his masters too? Every time they try to go after their masters, here comes some shit. He might have got it though. Matter of fact, let me look. I need to look that up real quick. Okay, so we've got great fortune in the courthouse. He might be about to go to court about some things. He might be getting some type of justice. That justice card did come out earlier. He might be going to court about his money or something, maybe about his masters if he doesn't have it already. Let me look. I just want to look real quick. Let me do a good Google search. Okay, so he does own his masters, and he acquired it at the age of 29. So that's good to know. Chris Brown does own his masters. So it might be something else that he's going to court with. I mean, at the courthouse is 23. 2 plus 3 is 5. That's changed. So something he's trying to get changed. And the great fortune, 26 at the top. 2 plus 6 is 8. That's abundance, right? So it's something about some kind of money. What else? Anything else? Anything else? See, you got the unexpected income. Okay, so that's just further backing up that, again, he's going to go to court, or might be going to court, or maybe some settlement is going to happen to where he does get some income that he was supposed to get. Because I'm telling you, Chris Brown, I don't give a fuck what nobody say. He has not gotten the props that he should have gotten. So I also believe a lot of his money was suppressed too with this whole Rihanna mess and torrent. They've been fucking with him for a long time. So it would not surprise me if he did have some unexpected income coming. And that's 27 at the top. 2 plus 7 is 9. We're in the year of 9. So he might be getting that shit this year, or it might be coming to a resolve. Anything else? Anything else? So we got the occupation card, right? Following behind the toil and labor. Okay, with 34 at the top, 3 plus 4 is 7. So 7 again, that's like analyzing. He's analyzing his career, right? Let's see. Oh shit, y'all. I forgot to turn off. I always do this stupid shit. Forget to turn off the notifications. Okay. Anything else? Uh-oh. So family room, right? It might be some other stuff going on when it comes to the family. Listen, we got child here too. So it might be some things that he might be reflecting too currently about his childhood, or some things that may have happened when he was younger that he might be dealing with too. It was another card that came out earlier, and I think it was the 6 of baskets, where it showed like a young child and his mom. So maybe it's some stuff that may have to do with him and his mom. I'm not saying they're in a bad way or anything, but it might be some things that he might be revising in that situation. What else? What else? Okay. We'll stop that with those cards. All right, let's see. Let's see what this enchanted map talking about. And then we gonna go to them true crime cards, because we about to see what's going on in the background with the industry. Shit, we already fucking know, but we about to see anyway. You show me anything related to Chris Brown. Show me what's going on with Chris Brown. Okay, so we got magical map shifter. So again, it's putting me into the mind frame that again, more analyzation of the career, right? Where do I go? What do I do now in the climate? because highly weird, the hammer's coming down, right? And I need to figure out what my next move is about to be. One thing about Chris Brown is he has so much talent, man. I mean, he could go on and on. Michael Jackson could have still been doing this fucking thing if they didn't take him out, allegedly. Okay. So we got the movement card, right? With 28. And 2 + 8 is 10. So that's like things ending for new beginnings, right? So, and then we've got this hot air balloon. So it might be some things that, again, I just feel like it's just reconfirming itself over and over and over and over again. It's more about more emphasis on the career, okay? We got Field of Dreams. So he's probably been planting other seeds. You got eggs here that are hatching, that are going to come into fruition here. We got 21. 2 + 1 is 3. So that's more creativity, creative adventures that he's probably looking at. What else? We got Dragon's Lair. These celebrities are definitely dealing with the energy of the dragon, okay? I want to say more like reptilian, okay? More of that old paradigm, right? And it's coming to an end. It's coming to a freeze. It's coming to a close. So some things are on ice. Some things are going to be on hold. People getting jammed up, locked up. I'm an end fan base. I don't know what the fuck is going on with that, but they gonna have to catch it on YouTube. Let's see what comes out with these cards. I don't even know if they'll be applicable, but I like them. I want to use them. These are my weed cards, y'all. See. Let's show me anything relative to Chris Brown. What's going on with Chris Brown? Okay, so nothing with these because ain't nothing popping out. It's like, no, ma'am, try again. All right, so let's see what's going on with this industry. I'm using these true crime cards because we know everything diabolical is going on in Hollywood. So let's see what's about to come out. I don't give a damn what they say. They could say that a goose flew out of P. Diddy's ass, Meek Mill's ass, or whoever. It would not shock me. I don't care what they say. I'm trying to figure out why anybody would be shocked of any of the things that we hear that's going on. When there's infinite possibilities and there's evil that exists, why do you think that anything is not a possibility? If you can conceive it, it's going on. And that's just that. Show us the industry. Show us what's going on around entertainment industry, please. Now we got homicide. Well, we always know it's always someone coming up unalived, ain't it? People drowning in the tub. People getting in car accidents. People have pneumonia. There's always some shit. Egotism. Look at that. Look at all the cars. There's a lot of players in here with big egos. Got a huge ego. What else? You got the man-made disaster card that fell out. Of course, they're the ones making the disasters, right? Allegedly. They're the ones staging the unalivements, right? They're the ones behind the missing children. It's them, allegedly. What else? Again, this is for entertainment purposes, okay? We got justice. Somebody is going to go down for this. For these crimes that are going on. That's what's going on right now. People are being brought to justice. Social media. We are currently watching this shit on social media. What else? What else? Their shit is drying up. We got the desert card. The shit is drying up because of greed. They got too greedy. They begin to get messy. Too much egotism in it, right? The egotism card. They got greedy, and that's why the desert is coming and justice is coming too. Everybody has a day. See, we got lies here. A lot of lies in the industry. A lot of deception. A lot of look over here. Look over there why this is going on. Again, entertainment, religion, the government. It's all tied in. Oh, we got child, right? Didn't we just bring up how the children are coming up missing, allegedly? Child trafficking. People getting these babies, right? They're adopting these babies and all kind of stuff. There's somebody. See, this a live card. You know is who I thought about as soon as this came out? Albie Shore. He was supposed to go, but he's alive. Ta-da, bitch. The devil thought he had me. What else? There was some people that were supposed to go that didn't go. They're alive, and they're alive to tell it. What else? Power supply. As I see this, you know what comes to mind? We, the people, have been their power supply. We have kept this charade going with our intention. We somehow, a lot of us, not myself, because I don't give a fuck less about these people. Like, I appreciate their talent, right? But that's where it begins and ends. Like, let me put this song on. I don't give a fuck about who they messing with, what they got going on, because they're people just like us. I mean, they got some drama. They have good days and they have not so good days, right? I don't want to say bad days because that's negative. They have good days and not so good days like everybody else, okay? There's a lot of jealousy in the industry, right? What else? We got party. Well, we know what this is. Motherfucking freak-offs. Freaking on and freaking off. What else? What else is going on? Intuition. Couple things that come to my mind, and I don't know why Jaguar Wright popped up in my mind, right? Because she's saying some things that she has witnessed and she has privy to. She has connections in the industry. It's levels to it, right? But I'm also paying attention to this. Also made me think about how, if you pay attention to a lot of the readers and the psychics, the seers, the mediums, they're all giving these storylines. And I feel like, and it's all the same storyline. And I feel like the powers that were, and I got that from Shelby Zane. Shout out to Shelby. The powers that were, and I like why she uses that, because we don't want to give them more power than they have, right? They're on their way the fuck out. Everybody has their reign, whatever that is, and their time is up. I feel like the powers that were, you know, just like you have mediums and seers and stuff like that on this side, they have their own people that do this stuff. And I feel like they try to scramble the messages. They're trying to scramble the intuition of those that can see so that they can gain control and gain this. They want a real shit back. They don't want people waking up. They don't want people smelling the roses and taking off the rose colored glasses. They want you to be asleep. They want you to be deaf, blind, and crazy. They want you to keep paying money for shit. They want you to keep supporting all of this stuff, right? And when you have people that can see, or whatever gifts that we have, all of us have gifts, and if we use them, they're very beneficial to the collective, right? We all have a message, and if it's received well, you can wake people up. That's not what they want. They don't want that, right? So they want people's intuition off. They want you to be blind and crazy. They want you to do, and doing is doing what the fuck they want you to do. What else? If that makes sense. I'm sorry if shout out to TikTok. Thank you guys for watching. I'm sorry if I'm not really saying nothing because I'm on YouTube too, so I'm doing this. Okay. So we have marriage, we have wedding, right? This more shows up to me as like a partnership. They wanted to keep this diabolical partnership going that they have, this agreement of the powers of the groups that run the shit. They wanted to keep this. It's over. It's my turn now. Move over. Y'all remember that? What else? Burial. Not only have they been burying people, right, to keep the secrets, they want to bury this, all of this shit that's going on. They want to bury it in your minds, your hearts, and your souls so that you will continue to go along with this sham, a lamb, a ding dong, as somebody I know would say. What else? We're living in a sham, people, and that's just what it is. What's up, Scoop? We talking about a lot of shit, baby. So they're meeting behind the scenes, trying to figure out, okay, how do we reel this in? The people are waking up. We've got this Diddy trial going on. We had to give them somebody, right? We had to give them some kind of Barabbas. How do we pull this back in? How do we get the people back on our side? Because we're losing the reign here. The people are waking up. How do we do this? Your time is up, motherfucker. Ain't nothing you can do. Ain't nothing you can do. Okay? So, look, y'all. I'm going to end it right there because I didn't went to 32 minutes. And I don't think it's nothing else to really need to be said. I mean, y'all get the gist of the shit. I think tomorrow what I'm going to do is read T.S. Madison, because that's somebody I want to read. Make sure, again, you join my Patreon for free.
You can now join my Patreon for
Hey friend, you can now join my Patreon for free. The link is provided below.
I have a lot of good content there. Y'all, if y'all want to support me, go to my Patreon shop. Now, I want to tell y'all, now, let's talk about the bullshit. This is what I'm talking about, the shams of the United States of America. So, Apple, now they just released an email basically saying that they have other options, other payment options for you now. So, like, okay, for instance, let's say you wanted to buy my tarot class, right? I have an online tarot class. I did my thing with that boy. I mean, I laid it out. I explained so much stuff. It was great. I'm very proud of it. I'm charging $89 because of all the stuff that I covered in that class. That class is over 2 hours, right? Well, what Apple does is they throw their price on Patreon. So it'll say something like $127. That's if you go through an Apple or Apple product. But if you go through a Mac, I mean, not a Mac, that's Apple. I'm sorry. If you go through Microsoft or Android, it's going to say $89, right? This is the type of shit that they do, right? My books, my ebooks are like $17 and they like 20 something if you looking through an Apple. So I just want to let y'all know, if you want to buy my stuff, of course, look for the option to where you can check out outside of, through just Patreon, or use an Android phone or a Microsoft, because yeah, they on that bullshit. But this is the type of stuff that's got to stop. And I think it is, because when that got that email or whatever that they're changing that. So I was happy to see that. I said, oh, okay, that's good. But yeah, if that's just so you can support me and get something for the bang for your buck. I got some stuff in my shop. Check it out. If not, you can always donate, or you can just like, share, subscribe, and tell a motherfucker about me. You know what I'm saying? That's support too. So yeah, y'all, I love y'all very much. Thank you so much for tapping in. Again, I'm gonna go live tomorrow. Unfortunately, I can't guarantee a set time every time I'm going to be live, because I do have a family and I have to do things. Like today, I had to take my daughter to her dance class at 7 o'clock. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm running around doing stuff. I be having to, cook or whatever. Like when I get off of here, it's a couple things. I'm going to shred my cheese, y'all. I bought some block cheese, different block cheeses, because I got to make mac and cheese. Well, I don't have to, but I'm going to. So I'm going to shred my cheese so that it will be ready when I make my mac and cheese. That's just the prep or whatever. I don't buy the shredded cheese. I used to do that back in the day. No, I shred my cheese. And I gotta make this dog food. So I always got some shit going on. So I get in where I fit in. So I just want to let y'all know that. But thank you for tapping in. I love y'all very much for fucking with me. And I will see y'all tomorrow. Follow me on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? And Patreon. All right? So you can get the full scope of what's going on. All right. Love you guys. I'm out.